Okay, hello everyone and welcome to our Insider Live webinar in which we unveil a new system that's generated more than $751,000 this year alone, and we're going to show you how you can do it too, right? We're really glad that you could be here for the ride, and I'm going to be giving you like an insider sneak peek on how it all works and show you verified proof as well. My name is Alex, and I'm part of the Zcode tech team, and I also handle support along with Annie, Emily, and everyone else. The main presentation in this webinar will be for a duration of approximately 45 minutes, after which we will have a brief Q&A session at the end of the webinar to address your queries about our latest application. Now, I see there are a few of you who have already signed up for SportsTrader. So if you have any questions, please keep them for the end of the session, and we'll definitely do our best to address them for you. This webinar is going to be recorded and made available later on our website, so don't worry if you miss anything during the session. And yeah, so let's just have a good time with this. All right, so let me go ahead and jump right in, and let's get started. I'm going to give you a sneak peek into our recent development. It's our latest cool new software called the Zcode Automated Sports Trader, which is the very latest in cutting-edge sports betting technology, allowing people who are totally new to sports to legally make profits like we did, up to $752,000 and more. So our Sports Trader is an app that allows you to automatically bet sports on complete autopilot without any need to manually analyze sports at all. Okay? So you can use it even if you've never placed a single bet in your life before. It's fully legal and it works. And I will show you the proof in a moment as well. Now, our development team called Z-Lab has been hard at work to create the Sports Trader app just for you, to help you easily gain great profits from sports betting. And the best part is, you don't really need to know much about sports either. This app is great for newbies to sports betting, as well as for those who are really experienced, like the advanced sports betting experts we have on board in Zcode. And it has massive, I'm talking about massive profit-making potential. So let's take a look at the kind of profits you could have earned with our Sports Trader software. If you had consistently followed every sports pick that our software had selected for you, you could have earned $2.6 million over the past 3 years. And that's in million, okay? And we're talking about $1 million, not just thousands or hundred thousands. And if you're interested in shorter-term profits, then here's what you could have earned by following our Sports Trader's recommendations, okay? And that's over the past year alone, over here. You see this figure? That's $1.625 million over the past year. Just think about it. What could you do if you had an extra $1 or $2 million in your bank account a year from now? All right? I'll let you ponder about that for a second there. And by the way, these numbers are fully verified by our third-party monitoring services like BetDog and BetVerify. And we have links to those verified results on our Sports Trader page as well. Okay, so you must be wondering now, how can I achieve such profit figures? And all from, sports betting alone? So first off, let's tell you a bit about our philosophy or our approach to sports betting. You see, we don't look at this as gambling. We see it as an investment opportunity, and as a result, we trade on sports, not gamble. And the only way you can grow your bank balance reliably is to do so with a statistical winning edge. And that's where Sports Trader comes in. I'm sure there must be many of you who've been around the block trying to earn profits from this highly lucrative sports betting world. But the problem is you've been jumping from one system to another or following self-proclaimed gurus who only lead you and your account into a downward spiral of losses. So how is Sports Trader any different? Well, the beauty of the software is that it takes away human emotion and subjectivity from the equation, and it delivers its recommendations based purely on math and statistics alone. Thanks to our VIP members who support and fund our developments, we are fortunate to have powerful programming resources which helped us to develop one of the most powerful and accurate sports trading engines that anyone has ever seen. And not only does SportsTrader have over 80 plus parameters in its winning formula, it also has live access to major sports betting odds, statistics, and last-minute line moves, which gives us the ability to actually go back in time and see what would happen if we applied this system on historical data. And that's what makes our systems proven. You know, they're fully backtested on historical data as well as with live money bets on forward tests, leaving no room for luck or chance. So, you know, let's talk about the software itself. What is Z-Code SportsTrader and what can it do for you? Imagine if you had a fully automated sports betting robot that has access to more than 200 winning systems inbuilt, available at the click of a button. Now, each of these systems has several profitable trends that can be applied to multiple sports. And just so you know, when we use this kind of jargon, basically each trend is like an automated subsystem in itself, grouped together under the common name of the main system that it belongs to. And we'll explain a little bit about that later as well. So let's say, for example, you know, Eddy system. Okay, that's one of the systems that we have, one of the sports systems. Eddy system has many subsystems, or what we call trends. So a trend is like a subset of a sports betting system that generates profitable picks based on specific settings that are applicable to that sport and system. But the best part is you don't need to know the details of either the system or the sport. Okay? The robot selections are fully automated, so you don't need to analyze anything yourself. All you're required to do is click your mouse a few times, choose the sports and trends you prefer, and not only does the app calculate all the stats and probabilities for you, but also gives you the exact picks you need to place at the bookie in order to win. And that's along with precise unit sizes. So all you have to do is simply place the suggested bets at our recommended bookies, and that's all there is to it. It's just 5 minutes per day. It doesn't get any easier than that. And besides being user-friendly, the software is fully transparent. Okay, we take pride in making sure that whatever we present you in the software is something that has already been back-tested, it's been proven, and we have the proof for it. Okay, and you can see the past performance of your chosen systems and trends inside of the software. All right, now just take a look at this list of systems and their recent performances. You have like the name of the system and its corresponding trend. Okay, then the ROI percent, or the return on investment, which gives you an idea of how much profit you can earn based on the principle of your betting back. All right, so this is like, you know, 46.5% on your bank, just as an example for the Wade-Wilson system. And then you have the average deviation percentage, which is actually a measure of performance. Okay, so what you have to remember is the lower the value, the better the system performance and the smoother the graph. And these columns here at the side as well, right after that, they show you the profits obtained over the past 3 months as well as since the inception of the system. And if you're curious to know, all of these profit figures can be easily obtained from the systems, assuming you're trading at about $100 per unit. That's the stake size we used on our own accounts. But even if you don't have $100 to spare per trade, per bet, that's okay. Don't worry about it. Our application has a feature by which it'll allow you to automatically scale and size your stakes according to the size of your betting bank. Now, besides all the benefits we mentioned, you can even develop your own systems, and this is especially useful if you're an expert in the sports of your preference, and if you're the type who's inclined to create your own betting trends. All of these features and more are included in our SportsTrader. All right, so if you're as excited as we are, the first thing you should do is sign up for your trial through this link over here, and that's zcodesystem.com/SportsTrader. Okay? Once you line up on that page, you'll see that you have 3 options available to you. And you have the option to trial the software with full access to SportsTrader for 3 days. All right, but if you want to go ahead and dive in directly, please feel free, be our guest. So once you signed up, the first thing you need to do is directly download and install the software, which has been made available for installation on Windows, Mac, and Linux. It can even work as a web-based app inside of your browser on your cell phone, and especially for people who prefer to, check this application out on tablets as well. So let me see if I can, I'm going to switch to SportsTrader. This is what the SportsTrader is going to look like. Once you've got it installed, just double-click the SportsTrader icon, and you're going to see this login screen, okay? And as soon as you log in, what it's going to do is take you straight to the welcome screen over here, okay? And at first glance, what you'll notice is that our SportsTrader software is divided into 4 selective sections on the left-hand side, okay? So let me just scroll down here so you can see what it looks like, okay? All right. So you have 4 selective sections with a couple of profit graphs here on the right-hand side. Now, these selective sections allow you to choose the various sports, systems, and trends that you prefer. And we'll talk about these in detail soon as well. Now, depending on the selections that you click, the profit graph on the right-hand side is going to be updated. Now, this profit graph shows you what you could have earned if you had followed each and every single pick that all the systems had generated inside of SportsTrader. And take a look at what it looks like over 3 years. Do you see that? That's $2.6 million, and that's no joke. All right, but that's if you manage to consistently place every single pick from SportsTrader. Now, there will be a lot of you who'd prefer to trade on only a few sports and not all of them. And if that's the case, then you just need to pay attention to the profit chart over here, towards the right. And that's going to show you what it looks like depending on the sports you choose, the systems you choose, and the trends you choose, okay? Don't worry about if it seems a little complicated right now. It is actually very easy and very user-friendly, okay? And to make it even easier than that, we also have something known as the Portfolio Advisor feature, which I'll show you. So let's say, for example, like, see, we were talking about how you'd have to stake at least $100 per unit. And if you don't have that kind of money to play with, what you could do is you could use the Portfolio Advisor over here, which allows you to do a little bit of a quick bankroll calculation. This is like the quickie version of the Portfolio Advisor, all right? We're going to show you the full version of it in a little while. Okay, but this allows you to scale the size of the stake unit that you should be using depending on the size of your own betting bag. Because, see, at the end of the day, you want to earn profits, but you don't want to have to risk your entire balance to do so. Okay, and we're very aware of that. We want to make sure that you trade safely and that you gain these profits over a long term, because we don't want you to have to be one of those people who are out there looking for the next best system, and then you try everything and you just fall flat on your feet, And that's what usually happens with most people out there. With SportsTrader, we are giving you a probabilistic advantage. We're giving you mathematical advantages here. So it's a great thing for you to be able to take advantage of this, okay, and apply it to your own betting strategies. All right, so let me show you. I need to quickly show you something, especially for those who are brand new to sports betting. Let me see if, here we go. Okay, so one of the first things that you need to do, especially when you get into SportsTrader, is if you're brand new to sports betting, the first thing you need is a bookie account. All right, that's an account with one of the recommended bookmakers. So for you to see who we recommend, what I'd suggest is for you to click on this link. And it's going to show you a small list of the bookies that we prefer. Most of the times we like to play around with 5 Dimes, Bet365, and Pinnacle. For those of you from the US, 5 Dimes and and bookmaker.eu works out very well. For those of you who are in Europe and everywhere else, Bet365 is a great choice, and 5Dimes also gives you certain options on, especially on American sports, which won't be available on other bookies. Okay, so yeah, so just keep that in mind. You need to sign up with those bookies. These are the bookie accounts in which you are going to be depositing your money. Okay, we don't deal with your money directly. We give you access to SportsRadar. SportsRadar is what gives you the recommended picks and selections. And what you have to do is take those picks and selections and place them at the bookie. All right? Yeah, and another thing to remember is it's a good thing for you to have at least two, maybe you're probably around 2 or 3 bookies, because there might be times when on certain selections, one bookie might offer you better odds than the other bookie does. So it's good to have like a couple of accounts there. All right, so you could go ahead and you can split your bank balance among them equally, or depending on what kind of sports you commonly bet on, you choose to place your deposits at those bookies specifically. All right, so we'll leave that up to you. We don't handle your money at all. It's entirely up to you. All right, so let's take a look at the main selector sections. Okay, this is like the heart of the SportsRadar application. You have the sports selector, and from here you're going to choose the sports that you'd prefer to trade on. Okay, you don't have to select every single one of them, but if you want to, let's say for example, if you want to have the choice to be able to bet frequently, or if you're the type who doesn't really care about sports and you want to maximize your profits, then just click there and it's going to choose all the sports for you. Okay. Another thing you have to remember is that even though you click all the sports, it doesn't mean that every single sport is going to be available, because obviously each sport has its seasons, all right? And of course they will vary across the year, so please keep that in mind. Then the next thing to do is, once you've selected the sports that you want, move on to the next section, which is the system selector. Okay? So we have the systems and the trend selectors that shows you a comprehensive list of all the 200 plus systems and their corresponding trends that are available for the sports that you selected above. So let's just select a couple of systems first. We already have a few selected here. I'm going to click a couple more. Let me see. We got Arnaud, and let's see if we have Eddie systems already selected there. I'm just going to randomly choose a few. Aragon's a good one. Aragon's actually derived from one of our older automated systems that we have running on Z-Code. So yeah. One thing that you have to keep in mind is once you select these systems, they get pushed to the top of the list. So you just need to see which systems you've already selected and then scroll up a bit here. Okay, so we've got like about, say, 7, 8 systems selected. All right. Now each system is fully transparent, and it allows you to analyze its past performance simply by clicking you see the small gear icon near each of the names. Just click on this system. Let's take a look at Eddie's here, and you can, by clicking on that gear, it's going to give you full data about the system and its performance and the trends available in it. All the past results, everything you could possibly want to know about that system, all right? So there is so much data in here, but here's the thing. See, depending on your level of experience, the way we design SportsRadar is that if you're the type who loves statistics, then you're going to love this application. But if you're the type who's brand new to sports, and if you think you're being, you feel too overwhelmed with all the data that's in front of you, don't worry about it, because you don't need to know the data behind each of these systems in order to be profitable. That's the best part, okay? No one's expecting you to go ahead and analyze any of these systems yourself and then start placing your bets, because that's what the system's there for. That's what the software is there for. It's already doing the work for you, okay? So yeah, so as we said, each system includes the data that you can find by clicking on the gears, and it also includes several trends that we can follow, and this is where the trend selector section comes into play, all right? So let's take a look at the available trends. You have like these two drop downs, okay, by which you can sort the system type based on whether the system uses like, flat fixed stakes. Okay, what I mean by that is, say for example, if you have determined that the best optimal stake for you is $10 per unit, then when we say that you stick to fixed stakes, it means that you will continue to use only $10 per bet, no matter what. Okay, you're not going to increase it at any point in time unless the system recommends you to do so. Okay, and we will show you how that works when you take a look at the number of units that you have to bet on. But generally, it means that the value of your stake will not change. That's what we mean by flat systems. Whereas with progression systems, okay, if it's a system that uses progressive staking, such as our ABC systems, what this does is it recommends you to, to gradually up the stakes so that just in case, see, what you have to remember is that none of these systems are foolproof, but there are methods by which you can go ahead and recover your profits by making smart trades. And one of the ways by which you do so is to progressively increase your stake as you go through the progression of bets that the Sports Trader application recommends to you. Okay, so if you follow the progression systems, and if you're the type who doesn't mind that kind of risk, then that's entirely up to you. You can filter that by progression systems as well. For now, what we're going to do is just choose all of the systems that's available, all of them. All right. Now, the next drop-down that you have, okay, that allows you to sort the list of trends based on the profit method. And this can be anything like, say, for example, if you prefer the systems which show top profit, or those that show the best return on investment, that's ROI, and the best profit chart or the best trust factor. See, it's entirely up to you. We give you so much of choice, but the best part is that once you've made your decisions as to the style of trading that you'd like to have, the software does the rest of the work for you and shows you just the picks, exactly the picks and the unit sizes that you need to bet on, and that's about it. Okay, you don't have to worry about having to manually calculate any of these things for you. So it's like a complete no-brainer. All right? So for now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to choose like all of them and leave it on top profit for now. Okay. Oh yeah, and one more thing is, depending on the sports and the systems as well as the trends that you select, okay, this chart, the one that's towards the rightmost end, is the one that's going to automatically update itself based on the settings that you've chosen over here. Okay, so just keep that in mind. So anytime you make changes in the trends that you select over here, you can see the profit chart changing on the side. Do you see that? You see how it's moving the moment I switch this and select more trends? Yeah? There you go. All right? Very cool stuff. And I mean, for me, even if I was a person who didn't know anything about sports at all, the very fact that I have access to all this data at my fingertips is something that would easily excite me. I don't know if you're that kind of person, but I definitely am. Now, like we said earlier, if you don't know much about sports, the main thing to remember is that you just have to manage your stakes, basically your risk, appropriately. And that always has to be based on your bankroll. And that's where the Portfolio Advisor tool comes in handy. Remember this little widget over here, this little section here, the Portfolio Advisor. So what it does is the quickie version allows you to just quickly calculate the size of the unit that you need to bet on based on your bankroll. Okay, so to get started, the simplified tool just allows you to do those quick calculations on the initial value. And how you do that is, say for example, you want to find out what your unit size should be if you had a bankroll. I'm going to switch to the bankroll option here. If you had a bankroll of only $500, based on, and what it's going to do is it's going to recalculate the size, the unit size, based on all of the systems and trends I selected above. So for all these systems that I selected, okay, all these systems and trends I selected, I only need to stake $11 per unit if I have a bank of just $500, okay? So this gives you a very cool way for you to scale the unit size, the stake size, and not have to worry about blowing your bank at all, all right? And if you're the type who is very sure about how you'd like to approach your betting, if you're very confident about the fact that you don't have to worry about your bankroll and you just want to determine, you want to fix the unit size. Let's say you're comfortable with a unit size of $50. Okay, I'm going to change that there. Now, what it does is, by switching it to $50, and it immediately recalculates what the recommended bankroll should be for you to be able to handle certain points where there might be drawdowns. Okay, so what this means is you'd need around $2,000 for you to be able to comfortably place $50 as a stake on each and every one of the picks from these systems and trends that you've selected. Okay, so if you want to be able to faithfully and dedicatedly follow them, then you need to have that much in order to give you a comfortable cushion so that you can land on it if anything were to happen. All right, so we've taken all of this into consideration and we've made it as easy as possible as it can be for you, even if you're completely new to sports. Now, to fully appreciate the complete, total power of the Portfolio Advisor, what you should actually do is click here. You see this button here, the Portfolio Advisor? Click this to launch it in full, all right? And what it's going to do is it's going to show you like a series of 3 or 4 questions that you need to answer, all right, or select. And what it's going to do is, based on your preferences, the advisor is going to recommend the best settings and combination of system trends. And all this will be based on your preferences. So let's take a quick look at the questions we have here, and we'll go through the available options one by one. So first off, we've got, which sports do you follow? Now, like I said earlier, if you're the type who doesn't care about the sport and all you want is maximum profit, then just click this. It automatically selects, internally it automatically selects all the sports for you, okay? But if you're the type who prefers to follow only certain sports, maybe you're like a dedicated MLB or NBA fan, so click that, and then you could unselect any of these sports that don't interest you and stick to the ones that do. All right, and then so based on that, what happens is each of these sports have systems and trends that are available to them, and by deselecting some of them, you automatically rule out those systems or trends which you wouldn't be interested in any case. All right, so you're left with a select group of systems and trends which will contribute to your profit. So let's go ahead and build on that further and take a look at the second one. We have choose your profit expectations and risk tolerance. All right, so here, if you're the kind of person who's conservative and you don't like too much risk, you prefer to make sure that your money is safe, then you choose conservative. Otherwise, standard is pretty healthy. It's a nice balance between, risk as well as good returns. Otherwise, if you're like a hot shot and you want the fastest and biggest profits that you can get, and you don't mind high risk at all, then aggressive is a good option. So you could choose that. And what you also have to remember is that aggressive, in a way, also implies that you might have to trade more often. So the frequency of bets is automatically the next thing that you need to consider, which is right here. The third point is frequency of bets. How often do you want to bet? Okay. Now, if you're the type who says, I'm very busy and I prefer to have the lowest amount of bets to place on. You see, so what you have to remember is Sports Trader gives you the list of all the bets that you need to place on the various sports, on the various teams, but it does not automatically place those bets on the bookie for you. Okay, like I said, we don't handle your money. We don't handle your bookie accounts. You are completely in charge of your own bookie account. What we do is the software gives you the recommendations, and you have to take those recommendations, go to your bookie account and place those bets there. So obviously it means you have to be available. You need to be free enough to be able to place those bets. Okay, so if you're very busy, then just switch to minimum. Otherwise, if you're okay with like a balance between risk as well as of like medium frequency bets, then choose regular, which is like a pretty healthy choice. Otherwise, again, if you're the type who does not mind trading very often and you want like the maximum profits as fast as possible, choose maximum. Okay. And lastly, you've got the timing of the picks. Now, this is also a little important because there are times when a lot of the bets and the recommendations that our software generates happens about 2-3 hours before the games start, before the matches start. All right. So you need, again, like I said, you need to be available. You need to be able to see those picks, obviously, and then place them at the bookie. So if you don't mind what the timing is, you can choose the first one, which says you're very flexible. Okay. The next one says, I'm okay with any timing, but don't choose systems that place bets closer than 30 minutes before the game start. Okay. Which is good. I mean, that gives, see, if you're the type that doesn't mind, looking in on your favorite teams, your favorite matches, your favorite sports, and you don't mind checking in on that, then, this is cool as well. You could just go ahead and choose that option. Otherwise, if you say, I'm very busy and I can only follow the systems that give bets at least 1 hour before the game start, because that gives you enough of time to be able to not only check the picks, but also switch to the bookie accounts and place those trades. Okay, so once you have gone ahead and selected these 4 preferences of yours, all you have to do is click this button here, and it's going to immediately recalculate everything, like list out all the possible systems and trends for those sports, okay, based on your preferences, based on your risk, based on your level of frequency, based on the timings that you prefer, all of that, okay? And the best part is it shows you all of the various systems and trends here that you could trade on, okay, along with all the possible statistics. And right below that is where it also gives you the option to change your size of the bet. Now remember, just before we got into the full portfolio advisor, I modified the unit size and I made it $50, okay? And with the number of sports that I had earlier, I needed to have at least $2,200 to comfortably place those bets. But now with these new settings, okay, I only need $928, and that's where the Sports Trader is so handy, because it not only recalculates all this for you, it shows you what your profit could look like if you had followed each and every one of those bets. Okay, and once you're happy with all these settings, all the data, and you take a look at the graph and it looks reasonably, profitable to you, all you have to do is click Apply Portfolio, and what the Sports Trader will do is it'll apply those trends which you just saw, okay, to all of these selector sections here automatically. You don't have to lift a finger, all right? It automatically unselects any sports that you might have had earlier, replaces them with the ones that you had chosen on Portfolio Advisor, replaces the system selector with only with the systems that matter, only with the systems that fit the preferences that you had chosen, as well as the trends. Okay, and immediately along with that, you also have like the sports portfolio profit chart over here that immediately changes as well. Okay, so can you begin to see the power of this software? I mean, the kind of flexibility it gives you and what you can do with it. Right now I've selected just a few sports, so I'm just going to switch back to maximum number of sports, and choose a few more. We have the branding system, which is good. Let me see what else we've got. Cedric. All right. So just for the purpose of demonstration, I'm selecting a few of them here. And even though I've selected this many systems and trends, it's not necessary that you have to have a full list of various, picks listed over here. So you can think of the trends as a form of filter which is applied to the main system. Each of the main systems have their own rules, okay? And those rules apply to the sport that it works for. Whereas under each of those systems, you can have multiple trends which have different kinds of filters, like different types of sub-rules that apply to those systems. And as you can imagine, that filters out more and more of the trades that could have been available to you. So right now, we're seeing only one, which is the Android system trends, and that's coming from Tennis Trend 2. Okay? And I just want to be able to show you what it looks like if you have a pick or recommendation under the Active Signals tab versus what you would see if you were to click on the Past Signals tab, and that shows you all the various, trend picks and recommendations that you could have bet on recently. All right, so we have, like, if I scroll down, scroll up and down here, we've got, yeah. So I mean, it's like you see the dates over here. You have 14th of September. It keeps going on. You could go through the entire list of all these past signals. Just remember, just like how the Active Signals tab applies only to those systems or trends that you've selected, the same goes for the past signals as well. All right. So coming back to the Active Signals tab. Now, each signal tells you the team or the player to bet on. Okay. And so over here you have Ilya Marchenko, and you have the bet type. Okay, this is like a spread bet. Okay, as well as the odds and the unit size and when exactly the game is supposed to start. Okay, so remember, because of the fact that we changed the unit size to $50, it's showing you what the stake size should be if the unit is 1. Right? So if this unit size was 2, then this would be $100. So it's very simple. It's just simple arithmetic there. Whatever is your stake size multiplied by the unit size, and that's how much you have to bet on that particular player or team. Okay. All right. So all I have to do is just simply place this suggested bet at the bookie of my preference, and you're ready to go. And once you're done, to help you keep track of the bets you've already placed on each of your bookies, all right, all you have to do is just click this checkbox over here which says, I placed it, once you're done. And that particular section will be grayed out. So that way you know you've already placed the bet. Okay? Now, like we constantly emphasize, SportsTrader is a complete no-brainer, and its selections are fully automated, nothing to analyze or calculate. Plus, it gives you signals that are specifically tailored to your bankroll size. And of course, see, no system is a crystal ball. You will have some bumps and losing trades along the way as well. But if you follow each system consistently, all right, this is what your profits could look like at the end of the day. You will see solid results, and your personal bankroll should grow in the same way as our own profit charts here can show you. Right? So these are what the profits are like from just one of our live accounts, and it's been validated by BetVerify as well. Okay, so what we're trying to tell you is, with our SportsTrader app, your account could look like this soon enough. All right, so we're almost at the end of this webinar. I just want to quickly run through a few basic frequently asked questions that you may have in mind. So for those of you who are completely new to this, you might be wondering, how easy is it to start with SportsTrader? I mentioned these 3 points earlier. The first thing you definitely need to do is get yourself a bookie account, then sign up for the SportsTrader trial, okay? And once you've downloaded, install the software, logged in, you log in with your trial credentials, you get started exactly in the same way that I showed you. You choose the various sports and systems that you want. You choose 2 or 3 trends initially if you want to see what it's like, and then calculate your recommended bankroll and unit size. If you don't want to do any of the calculations yourself, simply use the Portfolio Advisor and it'll do everything for you. Okay? And once you've applied the portfolio that has been selected for you by the advisor, once you've applied it, then just look for active signals about 2 to 3 hours before the games, and then place the recommended bet stake at your bookie. And that's about it. All right, so what computer systems and platforms does Sports Trader support? It works on Windows, like I said. We have Mac, Linux, and we also have a web-based version of Sports Trader, which will easily run in any modern browser that can work on your phone, your iPhone, your iPad, and Android as well. So is Sports Trader fully automated? What do you think? You tell me now. You've been through this webinar with me, and I've shown you how easy it is for you to go through it entirely. You don't have to analyze any of the bets and games yourself. So it's fully automated. You don't have to do any manual analysis. All you have to do is just make sure that you open up Sports Trader, check your picks for the day. Make sure you check in on those active signals about 2 to 3 hours before the game starts, and then place your bets at the bookies. That's about it. Then once the games are over, you check in on your results, and then start counting your money. Count your profits. Okay, now for some of you who, especially for those of you who are completely new to sports betting, you're going to be wondering, is this really for me? I don't know much about sports. And like I said, the great thing about Sports Trader is that you don't really need to know anything about the sports themselves to make profits with the software. And even if you don't have the time to analyze the stats and probabilities yourself, the system gives you everything you need on autopilot. So yes, Sports Trader is for you, and it's a total no-brainer. Now, how can I choose which systems to follow? I've already shown you how to do this with the Portfolio Advisor. You have access to more than 200 plus winning systems inside of ST, okay? And each of those systems comes with a detailed, transparent past performance and charts, which you can easily find by clicking the gear icon next to each of those systems. That helps you narrow down the search for the best systems. And like I said, use the Portfolio Advisor. It makes everything so easy. It'll quickly pick all the various systems and trends that you could use and applies it to your favorite sports and your time zone. All right. Now, is this proven? Is Sports Trader proven? Absolutely. We have all of the proof of the bets that have been placed from Sports Trader, and it's verified by BetVerify as well as BetDog. Now, what if this is an interesting question. What if all of us were to follow the very same system? Will it not be effective anymore? Okay. Well, it's not exactly like how it is, say, for example, in the Forex market. But yes, sometimes if you have a lot of people placing bets on the very same team or player, especially if you're placing very high stake amounts, then of course it's going to definitely significantly impact the odds that the bookie can offer you. But the best part is you don't have to be limited to just one particular system. Okay, mix and match. Go ahead and choose the sports and the systems and the trends that you might find interesting, and just go ahead and place the bets according to that. If you were to do so, if you were to mix and match, then it's highly unlikely that you'll be following exactly the same picks that someone else might be following as well. All right, so the next question is for those of you who are a little more advanced, more of the experienced experts among us, right? Can I create my own system with Sports Trader 2? Absolutely. We have advanced features like the Trend and Performance Creator for those of you who want to backtest and create your own sports systems. In fact, this was like one of the first tools that we created and that we released along with Z-Code when we first launched in 2012. And people who have been into sports betting have told us how much they love these tools because it gives them the freedom to create systems that they would never have been able to verify it manually if they were to sit and go through each of those picks and selections and historical data by themselves. So our tools make it very convenient for you, especially if you're an expert who's looking to create your own systems. So are the bonus tools, VIP Forum and the Experts Wall included? Yes, yes, and yes. What I need to tell you, what you need to understand is by signing up for Sports Trader, not only do you get access to the software itself, but it also gives you full unlimited access to our Z Code System VIP Club members area, right? And what you're going to realize is we aren't just about the systems alone, okay? We've built this beautiful community of sports betting experts who love to share information with each other. I mean, the kind of camaraderie and the kind of information that's shared amongst our experts as well as newbies on board in Z-Code is something that you won't see anywhere else. So if you want to be able to see what it's like, just dive right in, okay? We welcome you. Please feel free to join us with SportsFair and become a part of our Z-Code family. All right, so we're pretty much right at the end here. For those of you who want to quickly take advantage of this offer that we have right now, we have like a special discount link for webinar attendees. So all you have to do is just go straight to this link. That's zcodesystem.com/sportsfair. Get in on either the trial, or if you don't want to be limited by the 3-day trial period, just dive right in, pay the full amount, and become a full subscriber. And we'd love to have all of you on board, because everyone at the end of the day has something valuable to offer, has something or the other to contribute. And that's what we're all about. Okay, so now that you've seen all that our latest app has to offer you, like I said, it's time for you to take action. It's just a small, reasonable monthly fee. You get full access to our winning sports trading bots and follow. That way it allows you to follow our winning formula. And also, yeah, one more thing. Please remember, we have a full guarantee as well, so no questions asked. You can cancel anytime. This system works great for hundreds of our successful Z-Code members, and I'm sure it'll help you as well to grow your bankroll and become a successful sports investor too. Notice how I say it. We're talking about sports investing, okay? We do not gamble, because everything that we do, all the bets that we place are backed up by mathematical statistics and probability. So we are sure of the picks that we're betting on. And that's the difference. We are investing. We are not gambling. Oh yeah, and like I was saying earlier, signing up for SportsTrader essentially gives you access to not only the software, but also our Z-Code VIP club area. And that's complete with the experts wall, the forum, as well as the bonus tools, all of which you can access from within SportsFair as well. Let me quickly show you how you can do that. Right? Once you're inside SportsFair, you have full access to the VIP Picks Lounge. Okay, you also have access to the wall, the VIP forum. Okay, oops, that went down there. Yeah, and then there we go. You have the forum as well. So complete access to all of this. And all of that comes with your payment to SportsFair. Okay, so what are you waiting for? Get in on the trial through this link over here. Download our professional SportsFair app and start using our software for the best profits that you could ever get from sports trading right now. And if you have any questions at all, please feel free to shoot us an email to techsupport@zcodesystem.com, especially if it's questions that are related to SportsTrader. Okay, if you have any technical queries at all, please feel free to email us at techsupport@zcodesystem.com. If you have questions related to billing, you could send it to general support, which is simply support@zcodesystem.com. All right, we've come to the end of the webinar, and what we're going to do in just a minute is I'm going to enable the Q&A section. So those of you who have questions can go ahead and type in your query into the question box inside of the GoToWebinar application. It's just a request from us. Please keep your questions brief and to the point, because we can't possibly answer everyone's queries right now, but we will do our best to address them as well as we can. Okay, and like I said, if you have any issues, any queries that we have not been able to address today, just email us at techsupport@zcodesystem.com, and we will be glad to answer the questions for you. All right. So we're going to start the Q&A session now, and I'd like to thank all of you for being here. We appreciate you taking the time to attend our webinar, and yeah, so go ahead and just shoot your questions, and Emily and I are going to take a quick look and see if we can quickly answer these. All right, so Mark Wash has this question, and he says, if I only want the sports trader, what do I do? So here's the things, Mark, what you have to understand is if you were previously a Z-Code member, then sports trader is like an upgrade. It's like an upgrade to your existing membership. But if you're jumping right into sports trader, then it's a single membership fee, a monthly membership that you have to pay every month, and that gives you access to sports trader. But what you have to understand is sports trader comes along with Z-Code. You can't have sports trader alone by itself. All right. In fact, it's the other way around. You can have a Z-Code membership and not necessarily have access to sports trader, but we highly recommend that you have the sports trader upgrade, because that's what makes it all the more easier for you to go about your betting process. Steve H, yes, there's definitely going to be a replay, in the sense that we are recording this webinar and we are going to make it available to all of our members, for those of you who missed this as well, so don't worry about it. David has the same question as well. So yes, this webinar is definitely going to be available to all of you. Andrew has a question, can I register from Nigeria? Andrew, see, here's the thing. We don't have a limitation as to which country you're from, but when you sign up with the bookies, okay, that's where you have to pay attention. The bookies might have a restriction based on which country you're coming from. Okay, so that's something that you'll need to check out. All right, so make sure that you can sign up with at least 2 or 3 bookies first, and then pick up our software. When you show so Didi has a question. When you show the 2 graphs, why does the left one look better? What do you need to get the first? Yeah. Okay, so yeah, Didi, I don't know if you missed out this section, but I did mention earlier that the first graph on the left-hand side, let me quickly switch so that I can show you. All right. Okay. So the graph which is on the left-hand side shows you what you could have earned if you had followed all the systems, like all the possible systems and trends that Sports Trader has to offer you. That means the picks from every single one of the 200 plus systems that we have to offer, and that's over a period of 3 years. Okay, this is what it would have looked like. And if you want to see what it would have looked like in just the past 1 year, you can switch the time frame over here. Okay, you just click there and it shows you what it would have looked like. Whereas this graph on the right shows you what it would look like based on only the systems and trends that you've selected, not on all the 200 plus systems. That's why the one on the left-hand side looks better. Okay, better within quotes. Okay, what you also have to remember is this graph on the left-hand side shows you your maximum potential profit. This is what the kind of potential profit that you could earn, but it's not always possible for every one of you to follow each and every one of those picks. All of that's going to depend on, first of all, the size of your bank. Is your bank going to be able to handle that many trades? It's also going to depend on whether you're free enough to be able to place all of those trades. So please keep that in mind as well. Okay? All right, that was a good question. I'm glad we could address that. So Andre has a question. The unit and bet size shown in the active signals are to win or to risk? They are to risk, Andre. It's the stake that you have to place in order to win. Okay, so that's the risk stake, not the win stake. Andre, if I do, sorry, I don't get the question. What is the minimum that you can use? See, you can trade with as low as $50 or $100. I mean, see, you have bookies nowadays that accept amounts as low as like just $10 or $25 just to open an account. But that's not going to give you any profit. I mean, your profits are going to be in cents. Okay, so if you want to make some decent profits, I'd recommend that you build up a bank of at least say between $300 to $500 just to get started. Okay, and you can always scale the unit size like I showed you earlier. So don't be worried about having too less of an amount also, but just remember that based on the size of your betting account will also be the size of your profits. It's simple math. I mean, it's proportional that way. Terry Gerber has this question, can you quit anytime? Yes, absolutely, you can quit. And we have a 60-day money-back guarantee as well. How is the trust percentage? Pablo, that's actually an advanced question. That's something that we would love to be able to explain to you, but it'd be better if you could email us that question so that we can explain it to you in full, because that's slightly out of the scope of this webinar right now. Okay. Priscilla, could you demo how to place a bet on 5Dimes? Priscilla, we already have a video inside of the members area that shows you how to go ahead and, place the bet. But, okay, you know what? Let me see if I can quickly just do this. Let's see if we can take a look. I'm just doing this on the fly, all right? Okay, so I'm taking a look at the, oops, oh, okay, we don't have active signals right now. So I'm sorry, Priscilla, right now we're not going to be able to show you that, but it's pretty simple, okay? Whatever you see over here in the active signals tab, if you have bets over here, take a look at, first of all, take a look at the name of the team, okay, all right, and take a look at when that particular game or match is supposed to happen, all right? Then switch to your bookie account, okay, over here. This is like just the front page to 5Dimes. I'm just giving you an example. You switch to Sportsbook, and over here you will have to go into the once you log in, obviously. Yeah, you'll have to log in. Once you do that, you'll be able to switch into the sport that you want to check in on, and then scroll down to that particular match, select the team that you want to place a bet on, and then just place your bet. Okay. If you want a full demonstration of this, we do have video tutorials inside of Z-Code, the Z-Code members area, and we'll be able to show you that. Okay, I like the questions that are coming in, but there are a lot of them. I'm going to quickly scan through them and see if we can address some of the more pertinent ones. Tico Morgan, you're saying you're in the UK and you're afraid of doing this in terms of losing your money. Is this trade 100%? No, see, Tico, and I'm going to be very upfront about this, okay? Our software is based on probabilities, and these are highly tuned probabilities, okay? But that doesn't mean that we will say that you have 100% winning percentage every single time on every single bet, okay? That is just not possible, okay? And I'm going to be like blatantly blunt about this. If anyone were to tell you that their system is 100%, they are lying through their teeth, so don't listen to them, all right? See, what you have to understand here is it's not about having to win every single pick. What you need to remember is at the end, let's say if you take a period of time, let's say a period of 1 week, 2 weeks, or a month, okay? Choose a certain period. Take a look at what your net profit is at the end of that month, okay? Based on the kinds of systems and the trends that you've selected. If you don't like what's happening during that month, then change the systems that you've been following. Because, see, if you were to, like I showed you with this graph over here at the top, if you were to follow each and every one of these systems, this is what your graph would look like. Each and every one of the systems and the picks, okay? but it's not always possible. You have to be able there. I mean, there will be times when you might have picks and selections which will be out of your time zone. You might be sleeping during that time. Okay, so there will be certain picks which you will naturally not be able to follow, but that doesn't mean that you will not be able to take advantage of the other systems that are available to you. Next one. Mark, again, is there a coupon code we can get? Mark, we are already offering this software to you like at a really low price. If you were to take a look at the 3-day trial period, you'll see that it's just $7 for 3 days. Okay, I think that's very reasonable. And not just that, we also have another option where you can have access to the software for free. All you have to do is enter your credit card info, but with that particular trial option, you will only gain access to some of the features of SportsTrader, not all of them. Whereas if you were to sign up for the 3-day trial, you will have full access to SportsTrader for 3 days. Jerry, it doesn't matter on the number of subscriptions available. By subscriptions, are you referring to the trends? Okay, you might need to clarify that question, please. Oh, yeah, okay. Now, see, Polyamorous has a good question. He's saying, so do we have to buy the membership? That's $149 per month, and the SportsTrader upgrade, which is another $149. No, it's not like that at all, okay? It's a single membership subscription of $149 per month. Okay, especially if you're new to SportsTrader and Zcode, all you have to do is once you're done with your trial period. Okay, once you're done with your 3-day trial period, you can sign up with us for $149 per month, and it's one single subscription that gives you full access to not only SportsTrader but the entire Zcode membership area as well. Okay, for those of you who are existing Zcode members who have not yet upgraded to SportsTrader, okay, this is for those of you who have been members with us prior to the launch of SportsTrader, as a show of our goodwill to you for the fact that you've been part of our membership. We offer SportsTrader to you as a one-time payment of $149. Okay, but you will have to continue making your regular Zcode membership payments in order to have full access to SportsTrader. Okay. Lee, yes, we are going to upload a copy of this webinar, the recording of this webinar, as soon as it's done. Lee, okay. So Lee, yes. Okay, this is a good question. When I was a member previously, it was hard to use and confusing. Okay, what you have to remember, Lee, is that previously in Zcode alone, okay, we didn't have SportsTrader prior to this. Previously, what happened was that we had like a melange, like an entire combination of so many systems that were not only automated, but also systems that were put up by our experts as well. So some of them were automated, some of them were driven by our sports experts, and there was like a whole list of them. Now, that caters to a wide range of people who love that kind of variety, but for those of you who were new to Zcode at that point in time, okay, I can understand it might have been a little confusing at first, but SportsTrader does away with that completely. Okay, SportsTrader makes it so easy, so user-friendly. You don't have to worry about the kind of confusion that you might have seen earlier in Zcode, because SportsTrader puts all those systems together and makes it very convenient for you to access those systems without having to go through various forum posts and stuff like that. So, like I said, it makes it very convenient, very user-friendly. Eric, why is the selected sport left out of the recommendations? It's not really left out, Eric. It's you can still go ahead and click on the sports, which you might have unchecked in the sports selector section. in the Portfolio Advisor, you can choose all of those sports. You can still do that. You just have to click on the left. Let me just quickly show you. See, you just have to go ahead and quickly click on the left-hand side over here where you have these check boxes here. You have full access to all of those sports. And if you don't want to worry about each of them individually, just select this. This will automatically select all of the sports for you. Okay? Okay. We have just a little more time, so I'm just going to quickly go through some of the remaining questions. Joshua, I love the concept, but I don't know how I can trust this. Okay, you see, like we said, we are giving you not only a 3-day trial period, we're also giving you a full 60-day money-back guarantee, so it doesn't get better than that. You could try it out for 2 whole months, and if you're still not happy, just go ahead and just send us a request. Okay, no questions asked. Andre, that's a very good question. Are there any alerts on when new active signals come in? Yes, absolutely. There are 2 alerts that you will see. I can't really show that to you right now, but what happens is when you're on the active signals tab and you're looking at the active picks, what happens is you will first hear when a new pick comes in, when a new recommendation comes in, you will not only hear a sound alert, but you will also find a pop-up alert which will show up next to the SportsRadar icon in the system tray. Okay? Mark, the question that you have about anti-Vegas and line reversals, could you please send that question to our support? We will address that for you. Okay? Jason, that particular offer is for our webinar attendees only. Okay, if you were to access that link outside of this webinar, like not from outside of it, it's going to be the full price. So please just take a look, all of you, please go ahead and take a look at the SportsRadar page. Okay, you will see those 3 options here. Let me switch here and I'll show it to you. Okay, this is our SportsRadar page, zcodesystem.com SportsRadar. You scroll down a bit and you get all 3 options over here. Okay? There you go. David, your question, the chart of all the systems, that assumes, the one that shows $2.6 million over 3 years assumes $100 per unit. Okay? I did mention that earlier, but just in case you missed it. All right? Melissa, since you're already an existing Z-Code member, all you have to do is maintain your existing Z-Code subscription, and as a show of goodwill, for the fact that you've been with us before, you only have to pay a one-time. You only have to make a one-time payment of $149 in order to upgrade to SportsRadar. It will not be $149 per month. Okay. So that's for our previously existing Z-Code members who've been with us before, prior to the SportsRadar launch. If I change a setting, okay, Eric has a question. If I change a setting on the SportsRadar app, will it change automatically on the cellular app? Sorry, you mean the setting inside of the web-based app? Okay, that's a good question. What happens is, the software saves your settings, but only once you're logged out of it. Okay, let's say for example, you've gone ahead and you've selected the various systems and trends that you want. You've used Portfolio Advisor to choose an optimized set of systems, and you're happy with what you see. You go ahead and you make you place your bets. And once you're done, you log out of SportsRadar for the day. So whatever you have selected, all your systems and trends will be saved. And the next time you log in from any other device, it'll load up those settings for you. Okay? But if you're simultaneously logged into the web-based app as well as the cellular app, it's not going to work that way. Robert, that's a good question. We do have trends for golf picks as well, but if you limit yourself to only golf picks, then you're only going to have a limited set of picks or recommendations to bet on. So what I would say is, what I'd recommend is expand your range. And if you specifically want to focus on only golf, then what I'd also recommend is please get in touch with the various experts that we have on our forum. Okay, we have so many experts who are more than willing, who are happy to help out people who are new to sports betting, people who are new to the various sports systems and trends that we have to offer. I think that's about it. Okay. Thank you very much, people. This has been a great session. I love the questions that have come in today, and I'm so glad that we could address that on this webinar. Thank you very much for being here with us, for taking the time out to attend our webinar. And yeah, so before I close, just remember, make sure you check out the SportsTrader page, okay? That's zcodesystem.com/SportsTrader, and check out the various options that we have for you. If you have any queries, email us. That's the best way to get us, okay? We're available to you 24 hours. Just simply send in your question to techsupport@zcodesystem.com, and we will do our best to take care of you, okay? Yeah, so that's about it. Thank you so much again, and we really hope you have a brilliant, profitable year for the rest of 2016 with our latest SportsTrader software. Okay, we really wish you the best. Take care, and we'll see you on the inside of SportsTrader. Have a lovely day.